Two Stratford Place offices, and this is one Stratford Place in Westfield. Quite a lot of people work here. There's Westfield, and absolutely dead.
I say, when we were telling about the 5 ball, you see the way he dropped, his face dropped. And I was telling him down the crack down, so you fuck off to get down. I said, go
Quite blessed for today as well. We have quite a clear day. I wasn't able to get out on time because I slept quite late last night. As you know, the weather hasn't been too good, and I've had to get up a bit late and do my vlogs just about sunset. So yeah, I hope this is going to be a short one today. So we're approaching now the International Quarter. Again, this is one of the final phases of E20, and they haven't quite finished yet. So you can see. Looks like quite a large building. I'm not sure how high. It looks like it might be about 20 floors, but it's got a massive lift shaft. So I reckon it's going to be offices. It's going to be the next business hub in East London. Obviously, only 20 minutes away from London City Airport and 30 minutes away from Stansted Airport. So, yeah. People are living in these apartments, the International Quarter. As you can see, this is going to be a major thoroughfare in the next 5 years. You can imagine the amount of people. There might be at least about 20,000 one time, and it takes you all the way up to the north end of the park. It takes you up to East Village and towards Leighton, and Leytonstone and Hackney. So if you're coming from South London, you might cut through here to get to Hackney. So yeah, buildings on your left and right, they weren't here during the Olympics. Building on the right, that was the EVS volunteers check-in place. So during games time, all the volunteers would go there and check in to go and do their voluntary work on the park. I'll head on a bit forward. I'll just show you a bit more around the area, because this has actually changed quite a central London. And that's Carpenter's Estate. So these buildings here, there are about, in each building there's about 4 or 5 occupants. These 2 buildings, or there's 3 of them I think. But these buildings were built in the 1950s and 60s. It might be earlier than that. But inside, they have some really interesting interiors. Actually, they were saying, one of the guys said that, somebody said to me that it's all going to be stripped down and made into luxury apartments. So, if that's the case, they've done their surveys and the building's safe, and they're going to be luxury apartments. It might be a good option to be in, because it's a solid building made of concrete. So, Avenue, okay. Oh, that's new. So it must be something that's not ready yet, or it's not been advertised correctly. But yeah, I'll give you a little look around here. At some point, it isn't ready yet. It's the International Quarter, so it's shut, but it looks interesting. I'll give you a shot of the apartments at the top. And the problem around here, they spent so much money, but still, over 15 years, we still have a really, really crap internet connection. Places like Singapore, Panama, or, you know, places, even China, I mean, they get really good internet speeds, and we're always behind. I don't know why that is, but that's the case. Okay. So this is one of the entrances for International Quarter. Not ready yet. So this is the first time I've been down this end of the International Quarter. It does look quite luxurious. So that's the reception area. You check in, pick up your post and things like that. Let's have a look what it looks like. Lantana Heights, Glass House Garden. Give you a view of the top as well. These apartments have some view of the Olympics. So where I just walked in from, whoops, I just showed you that entrance which is over there. So it's shut, but it will open. I should show these balconies because I mean you could get as big as the ones in East Village actually, to be honest. Garden sofa on the balconies in East Village. These ones, I don't know, they're always cutting corners and giving you less space when they really could have gone for more. They could have had a wraparound balcony, but again, these architects, they live in a world of their own. They don't think about longevity. And yeah, another 5-year-old playground. Actually, it's just one little swing, which made loads of them. It's a bit too much. So, give you a view of the park. At some point you could see the orbit, but obviously now everything's getting hidden away, so the architecture is taking over the park. It looks like a quiet part of International Quarter because East Village is quite overcrowded. You've got nobody else living around you, so you could live here quite peacefully and not have any more neighbours. It will be just you and that other building, and you'll be like 5 minutes walk to Westfield and also the Stratford International Station and the other station. And they've built something else here. I don't know, you're going to get much of a view here, but obviously, I don't know, is that for a 5-year-old or is that for a 10-year-old? It's quite high up, so I don't know what you can see. You might be able to see that way through there. Oh, it's limited, so you can't go the other way. It only goes that way. Oh, yeah, it's quite limited. Anyway, they have all these picnic areas, so there's a little bit more thought gone into this park play area. compared to the one in East Village. They've been a bit more thoughtful here and integrated it quite well. It's not invasive like what they've done in East Village. They've made the play areas quite invasive, so it's in your face literally, the play areas. People are still playing during lockdown. They have to get out. A business called Tamba, I've never heard of them. They're based in the building in front. So we'll head out this way. They could have made some steps up here, but climb up. I think they've thrown some. It might snow. It's supposed to snow last night, but it hasn't snowed. I'll give you a view. Sorry. They've put down salt and grit on the road. So we're now approaching Westfield again. It's a lot quieter than yesterday or the other day. I think I might be wrong, but still people walking about doing their business. So this is the International Quarter. We'll go through here. Totally different today. Ceremony, which is quite interesting. So again, I always think that they've copped out here, because obviously they could have illuminated the river, they could have illuminated the sidewalks, but they haven't done that. Actually, the lamps are off, but they should have them on, because you know we're in a lockdown and they need to try to lift people's spirits up. So it's now West Ham United are squatting the Olympic Stadium. I shouldn't say that, but they are squatting the Olympic Stadium. The stadium belongs to the people, and it always should belong to the people. It shouldn't belong to any private organisation. It's a public building. It should be a public building for everyone. That's what the Games was for. No private entity should own this place. This is quite a nice part of the park. They have kiosks here that serve ice cream and sausage rolls and hot dogs and things like that. It's a bit pricey because it's part of I think it's part of the Royal Parks, these food huts. And again, they could be open now, serving people, but it's a bit stupid that they're shut. You know, only 2 people are going to work inside. They can operate it safely. So I think this is part of the park. They spent lots of money making it look and feel comfortable. In other parts, East Village, they could have made it look like this, but they didn't. I don't know why. You know, look at the lighting installation here. I mean, they've been so creative. They've put, you know, just a light bulb inside of a round ball, perforated, and you've got an effect. And that's so clever. So thumbs up to the designer on those and the architect. So this end is called East Bank. You can now see that building is going up quite fast. I think these are going to be university campus halls, part of the University of East London. Here you have a cafe. Upstairs you can hire that. So during the summer months you can have a private party up there. I think it can hold up to 500 people. There's ice cream here, which is really well priced. So if you want ice cream during the summer months, come here. It's reasonably priced. There's a cash machine, so if you run out of money, or maybe you need to empty your bank account before the crisis happens, this is where you can get some cash. So don't tell anyone, but you know, if you've got a couple of grands left in your account, you know the system's going to crash. You've got to come here, run as fast as you can, get your money out. I'm only joking, but it's free withdrawals, DC payments, totally free. So that's a bit strange. Never heard of them. So this is the orbit. There is a slide on there as well, which you can come down. I think it's a bit pricey, but you know, I'm always complaining about prices. So. And again, this area is a bit hickledy-pickledy. You know, it's a bit inaccessible. It is accessible, but it's sort of off the beaten track. So it says, I don't know if you can read that, social distancing, gatherings are banned, keep the park safe for everyone, otherwise you'll be arrested and put into a plonker's cell. I don't know. Please enjoy the park safely. At least they're being nice about it. You know, it'd be quite interesting if it starts snowing. I'm going to love it, because that's the best bit of the weather, when it starts snowing. So I remember when we were doing park tours well before the Olympics, I've got pictures of these somewhere, but I can't find where they are. But we did a park tour of them installing this object, and yeah, it's quite interesting. Whoa. The grass is starting to feel crunchy in London, which means it might snow. This end of the park is probably the most well planned, organised part of the park. It's so comfortable and cosy, and East Village could have done something like this, but they didn't, and that's what makes me angry about East Village, because look at the design and the architecture, you know, so well thought out. And again, I think having these barricades up here it's wrong. Absolutely wrong. It reduces public access to a building which was paid for by the public. But it looks like it's open. Oh, it is open. So we'll go through here, which is weird. I thought it was shut. So this is the bell that was used for the opening and closing ceremony. The opening ceremony, I think. The only thing is, they could have like put a little rope on the end so people can ring the bell. But obviously it's got a big dong on it. It's probably quite loud. It's motorised. It's got a motor attached to it. I suppose that's what Big Ben looks like, you know. But there's no, you'd expect a plaque or something here, but there isn't. I can't see anything here to tell people what it's about. It'd be good if they did. So during the games time or event time, if you have to come out of this end of the park, it's probably the crappiest part to get out from because it's a bit of a long walk. I hate using this entrance because it's in an odd place. So yeah, during games time. Can we get out of there? I think we can. Since there's no alcohol beyond this point, I mean, sounds a bit stupid, doesn't it? Going out into the public realm and you can't take alcohol into the public realm. Is it an exit or an entrance? Do you know what? I'm getting fed up with all these things that they keep putting up, and they reroute people. Or there's not the wayfinding. Actually, let's touch on the point on wayfinding, because when I was at university, we were told that wayfinding is really important in the architecture and design. And I always feel in E20 that wayfinding is really bad. So, so if you've never been in the area, there's potential to get lost, because even Google Maps you might get lost using Google Maps. So even round here, I mean, they could have, if they really wanted to, they could have illuminated all these areas, but they didn't. You know, you go to places like Singapore, Beijing, Shanghai, you know, and we were always lacking something. Even that bridge could be illuminated, but they didn't do it. Someone's having fireworks today. So this takes you all the way back into Westfield. So if you walk around there and come back out, you want to go Westfield, you want to cut through here, the Steel Bridge, and that will take you back round the easy way, rather than having to go the long way. Let's have a walk through here, because this part of the park and designed. So on your left you have Manhattan Loft Gardens and the student accommodation, and on your right you've got Westfield. So we're now coming up to the north end of the park, which is the bit more quieter end. If you want to be away from the people, then this is probably the part of the park you want to get to. They've closed the exercise machines, I suppose COVID-19. I mean, that's ridiculous. Now, people are sensible, they can sanitise their own hands and sanitise the equipment. They even closed the machines here. Are they stupid? I mean, how ridiculous is that? That something that was designed to help keep people fit, they've closed them. They could have just put in a station with hand sanitizer here, so people can do something, but obviously yeah, Boris has got the last decision on everything. I think we need another election. So during the closing ceremony, a lot of the athletes would walk from the village all the way across here, and it was quite an amazing buzz actually, seeing, you know, thousands of people walking towards the stadium during the closing ceremony. So you can see how much it's been built up, and in 5 years you won't recognise this area again. It will change and transform. A city within a city, that's what it is. So that road is now closed. It used to be open, but now obviously it's been built. Stratford International, the last phase, I think. We're now approaching the north end of the park, and you have a gym on this end as well, managed by, I think it's called Greenwich Leisure or something like that, GOL. They have various membership schemes, so it's different levels of membership. Part of London Birmingham, obviously privatised gym, but they have levels of tiers of membership. So if you're old, if you have a disability, or if you are working or not working, there is a gym membership that's been designed to fit your needs. I think your first session you always get somebody who shows you how to use the equipment. So this is quite naughty. Whoever was here today having these 2 cups of coffee, you know, this is what you call a mess in the park. So I'm not going to say anything else. So there's a lot of construction has been going on here for about 4 years, and I don't know what they do with the roads, but it's all been redigged. So it's called the Copper Box. It's not actually lit up today. It usually is lit up, but today it's not lit up. So this will take you all the way back to Westfield. To Hackney, North London, Clapton, all those places. So we're coming into the north end of the park now, so this is Middlesex Way, and this is again, this is an interesting part of the park. It's a bit more open, a bit more spacious, but there isn't any food places around here. So in this part of the park there's only the Timber Lodge Cafe, and they could have had one more hut around this end, but there isn't anything on this end of the park. So if you need a drink, or if you need something to eat, forget it, bring your own sandwiches. And the other thing about this end of the park, it's always dark, so I don't know if it's deliberate, but it's a bit, you would think, oh, get kidnapped in the park in the dark. It's a bit creepy. They've turned all the lights off. Don't know if it's Olympic Park or Newham Council have turned the lights off. But so a lot of signage, all the lights that actually illuminate the signs, they've been switched off, and I don't know why they've done that. You know, I mean, it's bad enough we've got a lockdown, but then to switch all the lights off for things like the Adagio sign, I mean, now you can't even see the sign for the Paralympics. It's been switched off. Turn the bloody lights off. Bloody cheapskates, aren't they? That's what I think. Cheapskates. I mean, this is totally dark here, so you can't see anything. I can smell a lot of poo, dog poo, so there's a possibility I might walk on some, and that's not going to be good. So that's the Paralympic logo. And this end of the park is more natural, so you will find lots of shrubs and things like that here. Last year, or the year before, they did trial these electronic buses. I think it's called Nano something. I can't remember the name of the service provider, but they trialled them for a little while. You get on the bus. It's automated, 6 of you can sit inside it, and it will take you from point to point. I think it might come soon. If 5G takes off, they're going to need 5G for that sort of automation, automatic cars and things like that. Mind you, it is quite relaxing because there's no lights here. It has no impact on your mental health, so it's actually not bad. So this crossing is called East Cross Bridge. It takes you from East Village to the Olympic Park. Leave your notes in the comments what you're doing in this new lockdown. If you're in London, I mean, I don't know, I might have viewers from other parts of the world. So yeah. So you have the Timber Lodge Park on this end as well. Most parts of the entrance of the Olympic Park, you've got Transport for London cycles, so you can hop on and hop off. Timber Lodge Cafe has had many sort of owners or managers that run it, but I've always found the Timber Lodge Cafe to be overly priced. I won't show it today because it's not lit up, it's all shut, but it's just down here. Yeah, I always found it's overpriced. Maybe because it's actually in the park, that's why. But I don't think there's no need for overpricing in this day and age. Just put the price as it should be. You know. Okay, Harrods, yeah, that's a different story, but in the public realm, prices should be the same. So we're in the north end of East Village, and just down there you have the bar that I showed you the other night. Which is shut at the moment. This is another phase of East Village, Chobham Manor. And they've built it in chunks. So this isn't open yet, but it will be open soon. Taylor Wimpey are the construction company making it. Looks like a solid building because it's all concrete slabs. I better get off the cycle track. So the East Village has grown significantly in the last 2-3 years. The Chobham Manor has been open now for about 2 years, I think. People moved in to the area about 2 years ago. Prices start from around £1.5 million, I think, or £785,000 upwards for a place around here. Some are quite spacious, but some of the houses in the back, they're tiny. So you have to do, when you come to buy a place or rent a place, do your shopping around, because this place here, they've got quite a big living room on the front. So this is I think it's, I don't know what road it's on, but it's off the village. It's Chobham Manor, still being finished. And you have electrical charge points in the village, so if you have an electrical car, you can charge away. Don't know how it works, but I've never driven a car, so I wouldn't know. These are little townhouses, and again, I almost feel like they're tiny. They look all right, but they're tiny for some reason. I don't know why. I'll take you down. So it goes down there, part of the village, and then you have Weavers Row. So Weavers Row is quite interesting. So East London used to have a lot of back alleys with cobblestones. If you can see here, that's what they've done. Created the effect of cobblestones. Not exactly the same, because they used to be made of real stones. So these are probably very secure, these apartments here. They have garages, and actually it reminds me of Abu Dhabi or Qatar. That's the feeling I get. But these are probably the most secure parts of the village. High security, and quiet as well. I'm not sure how big the gardens are, but I've never seen any pictures of the gardens. Most of these places are now occupied. So that's a townhouse, and it has, I think, 3 floors, including the ground floor. But again, they look a bit small. I don't know, you tell me. There are a few empty shops here, which you can get. Kemsley on 0207 422 6350. And CFC on 0203 370 4334. So if you want to open up a corner shop or something, I don't know how busy it's going to be, because people don't like spending money here. Sorry to say that, but yeah, it's a hard sell. So you've got East Village, Manhattan Loft Gardens just at the end there. And this part of the village has been really carefully thought out. Again, you have little picnic areas, some tables and chairs. Oops. You have safe play areas, so if you've got really young kids to play, they need a play area, this is probably the safest place for them to play. I mean, this is well thought out, but in the heart of the village they've got too many places like this. So again, you've got another part of an alleyway, well, I call it alleyway, but you have apartments down there, masonette type houses. This is Chobham Manor. This is a final phase of construction. Oh, there's a fox. I'll show you that fox. There's a lot of foxes in London. You have to be careful, make sure they don't get into your house, because they will attack. If you're like 5'5", or no, if you're less than 5 foot, they will attack you. So there have been stories in London where foxes get in the house because people feed them. Miller's Row. These apartments here have been well thought out, quite large balconies. They've been very generous with the amount of space that they've given these balconies or these homes. Slightly set in, but you know, space is everything. Have another charging point here, so charge your electric car. Whoa. So the funny thing is, in Newham, there's not many of these charging points, so it's a bit tough. So you have the marketing suite here for Chobham Manor. So if you want to buy a place, you just come down here to the East Village and buy a place. I'll show you a bit back of the street. So with the East Village, if you're coming here to park, you will find it extremely difficult to find parking space here during the summer. There are a few car parks, but here there's an app you can download. It's called Ringo, and you just sign up on the app, pay. If you have to stay a bit longer, you can pay extra while you're whoever you're visiting, pay. But residence parking is very, very badly managed here in East Village, so even if you don't drive, they give you these permits Newham will give you permits which you can't use. So just remember that. Newham has a tendency of issuing stuff which you can't use, or they say, oh, we're doing this, but you can't really use it. So I have permits at home and I can't use them because there ain't enough parking spots. So if somebody's coming to visit you, they will be driving around trying to find a parking spot. So we're back in East Village. Abandoned bicycle. So we've got now children littering the streets, leaving their bikes. So you can see there's a huge contrast from the Olympic Park lighting and infrastructure of the public realm. Here it's quite standard and basic, and I think they've gone for the cheap option. They could have gone a bit more, I don't know, they could have spent a bit more money on the furniture and fittings. I'll take you off the beaten track. This is quite new because there didn't used to be lights up here, but they've installed lights now. So it gives some ambience. It's probably a good place to do a vlog. If you want good lighting, come and vlog here because the light's right on top of your head. So this is called Insignia Point. This tower, whoa. This tower is called Insignia Point. So it's facing the Olympic Park. So at the top you might get a view of the sunset if you're lucky. So when you're looking for an apartment, I would always say view the apartment twice. View it in the morning, view it in the evening, so you get a feel of where the light is going, because in London sunlight is quite limited. So if you've got a lot of grey days, you want as much light coming into your apartment. So East Village is still looking for toiletries and hygiene products. So they're actually asking residents and people in the area for support for their food bank. Again, I do put a shout out for the food bank. at a community hall in East Village. Wednesday mornings, 9 o'clock, you can drop off the food. I think 8:30, 9 o'clock. Drop off your donation, and they will distribute it to the 100 or so residents in East Village. So thanks for following my vlog today. I'm going to end it here, and thank you very much.